Hey, welcome back. We are in the final chapter of our textbook, A New Dimension. This is for Photoshop CS6 and CC Extended version users. It's in our textbook, Exploring Adobe Photoshop CS6 with CC Enhancements. And if you do not have enough RAM on your computer, you may not be able to do these exercises. And as I explained in the directions for on the assignment tab, if you do not have enough RAM and are unable to do these, you can select a really select a project, an extra project from any chapter. I'm fine with any of them, and submit it in replacement for this particular one. All right, but for right now, we are going to choose File and New for this exercise, and we are going to name it My Cube underscore your name. And I did that way too fast, so we're going to do a File, New again, My Cube underscore our name. And then we're going to select the US paper size, and we're going to change the resolution to 150 pixels, and then click OK. And then we're going to choose the 3D workspace option. Sorry. And then we are going to go to the menu bar, and we're going to choose 3D New Mesh from Layer. So we're going to go to the menu items, go to 3D New Mesh from Layer, and then what was the last mesh preset and a cube wrap. And you should note in that there are several simple 3D objects to choose from, and you can play with those at any time. And here are the options: New Mesh from Layer, Mesh Preset, and then down to Cube Wrap. And in the future, if you do need to adjust the 3D preferences, such as rendering or RAM, file loading, etc., you're going to go to Photoshop Preferences and 3D if you're on a Mac. If you're on a PC, you'll find those same options under Edit. All right, so we're going to get the Move tool and the options, get the Move tool, and then in the Options panel, we're going to select the 3D Object Rotate tool, which looks just like this. And the Move tool has to be selected in order to manipulate any of these 3D objects. So we are going to click on the cube, and this reveals the interactive indicator that represents the different axes. I'm going to see if I can make this somehow more visible for you. And you can use this 3D axis indicator to perform transformations on the cube. And you'll see that if you just if you slide your cursor over it and just wait rather than click, you can see what options are available to move on the y-axis, to move on the x-axis, to move on the z-axis, or you can scale it uniformly as well. And then you can also click and drag to move and rotate an object using a wireframe of the object. All right, so we are going to click on the cone, which is the very tip of the y-axis indicator. And you'll see that by placing your mouse over it, it changes it from green to yellow. and we're going to drag it up and down. And then alternatively, click on the top of the cube or the Y plane. See if I can get that for you, and drag it up and down as well. Oh, that's rotating it along the Z axis. There we go. And then we're going to move it on the Y axis as well. And you can move the, again, cube up and down using the Rotate 3D tool cursor and dragging the cone shape of the green, or click and drag on the plane of the tool. And then you want to move along the X and the Y axis and the Z axis as well. And we're going to scale the object. And to scale the object uniformly, we're going to select the 3D Scale Object tool in the Options panel. And then we're going to move the mouse over the cube in the middle of the axis indicator until it turns yellow. I'm still rotating it. I'm just trying to get it to a point so I can see when we scale it. There we go. And then you're going to click on the blue tube on the x-axis and drag diagonally up and down to scale along the x-plane. That's rotating it again. If I would just do what I said, I could do it, but okay. All right, and you'll want to run through these exercises just simply to get an idea as to how you manipulate the tools. And I think that that's probably just about all in this particular exercise. I really like the way I've got it set up, the window set up, so I'll be back in just a minute. Even though there's a lot more clicking when it's side by side, I can see a little bit better what's coming ahead for us. So I'll be back in just a second. All right, and still working on this, we're on number 4. You click on the curved green shape between the cube and the cone, and you can drag it around to rotate it in this manner. And you see how the rotate tool works on each axis. All right, I will be back in just a minute. We're going to work with some other tools in the 3D panel.